In order for Iris to connect to Procore, we use what Procore calls service accounts. We do this to make sure that if, as opposed to linking to an employee that has a Procore access, if that person leaves or doesn't have access to that project anymore, we want the integration to stay active. So we use what Procore calls service accounts. And in this video, we're going to show you how to set up a service account for integration with Iris. Once you're logged into your Procore account, simply hop over to the admin section, and then on the right hand side in the administrative settings, click on service accounts. Now, when setting up service accounts for use in Iris, you have an option. If you have multiple projects, you can create one service account and use that same account across all projects. Or if you wanted to create a service account for each individual project, you're more than welcome to do that as well. That's entirely based upon convenience and security that you need to decide upon. In order to create that service account, click the New button and then give the service account a name. In this demo, I'm just going to call it Iris Demo, and I'll go ahead and click Create. I will delete this afterwards, so you'll see the client ID and client secret, but like I said, I will go ahead and delete this account. You're going to need this client ID and need this client secret for use in Iris's system. You can go ahead and copy and paste it now, or you can always come back to it. If you go into service accounts and click View, you can always get the client ID and client secret later. So that's the initial part of the service account. Next is you need to hop over to the directory. And now when you create a service account, Procore by default will create a user for that service account that you can see down here. Now this user doesn't currently have access to any projects. You need to go in and edit the user. And now, based upon how you wanted to set it up, whether it's one service account for all projects or one service account per project, you need to make some decisions here. The service account does need to have admin access in order to create the manpower logs that we create, so leave it as having admin privileges. Then down here is where you have your options. You can, if you want to just have the one account across all your projects, you can hit Add All, and it will add this account to all existing projects. You can see it's in the process there. Okay, just added the two existing projects. It says click OK button to refresh the page, or click OK, and it should refresh the page. There's a button up here in the new project settings that says add Iris Demo Iris to all new projects in Iris. And if you do want to have just one account for across all your projects, go ahead and click that checkbox, and then that will make sure that as you add new projects, this service account that we set up will have access to those. Obviously, if you just want this service account to have access to one project and do separate service accounts across projects, you would only go ahead and add the one project here that corresponds to the one you want to have access to. After you click the checkbox, go ahead and hit the Save button here. You don't need to invite this person to Procore. Now you're set up with a service account that has access to the projects in Procore. In other areas of the support site, we'll show you what you can do with that client ID and client secret, or where you can use that client ID and client secret inside of Iris's system to help the two systems talk. Thanks.